Hey guys, thanks for joining today. Now let's discuss about how to configure a static IP on centOs Linux machine. If you want to understand how to install centOs or Linux, please go through my another videos where I explained how to set up Linux on centOs. So that video will give you the idea of installation of centOS. Later come to this video and try to understand how to configure a static IP. So first thing is, this is my local machine and this 192.168.1.3 is another Windows machine, and on this Windows machine VMware workstation is running where CentOS is running. So now let's say we want to configure static IP. So first thing is let's go to command. So first come out of this Control Alt and come to the local machine on 192.168.1.3. Now go to command window CMD and we'll go for ipconfig. So here you can see the IP address is 192.168. Okay, now let's what IP we want to have for this machine. So let's choose any IP from this modem. So we'll go with 192.168.1.171. Okay, and default gateway will be this only, 1.1. So what we will be using is, so now go to here on this machine. I have already started IAM. So vi etc sysconfig network hyphen scripts IFCFC and then go with E. So this is the network interface. E type is Ethernet, which is okay. Proxy method, just comment it out. Browser only, just comment. BOOTPROTO is the dhcp. So comment it and we'll have a static bootproto. So basically it is boot protocol static. Now again comment it, all IPv6 will comment. Okay, rest all keep as it is. On boot we want to keep it yes, and then next is IP address is equal to 192.168.1.71. NetMask. So if you will go to your local machine, then you will able to see here you have NetMask. Same NetMask you will be using, and gateway, same gateway you will be using. So IP address will change. However, your subnet mask and default gateway will be same. So let's come to this machine once again. NetMask 255. Okay. NetMask 255.255.255.0 and gateway is equal to 192.168.1.1. Okay, done. So this is done. Now what next you have to do is, if you will go to vi etc resolv.conf. Actually right now it is blank, which is good. Okay, now let's restart. So we have to reboot this machine. So reboot -h now. Okay, now login. Okay, so go with ifconfig, but this command is not found. So what we can do is just try to go to putty. Putty is there or not? Yeah, it is there. So now 192.168.1.71, and here you can see now we are able to connect through putty. Okay, so root. Okay, let me change the setting. What I can do is appearance, change, and we'll go with 14. Okay, change settings. Again, go to appearance, change, make it bold. Okay, so you can see I'm able to log in by using a static IP. So from any machine you can try log into putty and you will able to connect. So again go here. Same thing we will do here as well. First change the appearance, make it 16 bold and 192.168.1.71. Okay, we are able to log in. So now what next is we have to see if, so right now nothing is there, but what you can do is let's make a name to this machine, something like vi etc host. Host is a file where we can associate a name to this machine. So 168.1.71, and what we will make it is im.sms.com. Let's say this is the machine domain name, DNS name, and okay, this is done. Now what we will need is, let's say you have running some service on this machine and you want to connect that service from some other machine. So let's say Tomcat is running on 8080 port and you want to connect that Tomcat through your Windows machine. In that case, what will happen is you will not be able to connect because firewall will not allow you to connect this machine. So we have to either define the firewall rule or disable the firewall. So if you will take an example of organizational infrastructure, basically software layer of operating system firewall has been disabled. So same thing we will do here as well. Service firewall D stop. So it is stopped now. If you want to check the status, you can check the status. It is not running. Okay. Now you are good with the firewall. Another thing, let's restart. I want to show you something. So let's restart once again and then we'll see. And guys, mRemoteNG is one of a tool where you can parallelly connect to n number of putty session. Here I am making use of mRemoteNG, which is one of the best tool to connect. So what we can do here is we'll define a connection, uh, host name or IP. So I'll go with IP. If let's say we want to go with the host name, in that case what we can do is, so go to Windows R and write here drivers. So you will directly come here. Now go to etc and host file is there. Go here and just write here 192.168.1.71. Do a mapping with what is the host name that we defined, im.sms.com. Okay, that was the name. So Save it. Okay, now here you have to define, you can give IP or host name, because let's say give im.sms.com. So what it will do is, first it will go to your host file, do the DNS resolution to the IP what we have given in host file, and finally it will connect to that IP. Here username is root for now. We have not created any new user, and the password for root, and then SSH version 2, and we are done. So give a name to this connection. So im.sms.com. I have a putty session configuration defined. So I'll go with this. Okay. Okay. So I'm able to log in now. Let's go to. So here you can see, since our host name has been defined with im.sms.com, so directly it came, but we don't want this. So what we can do is, first line is, here you can see name server you have to write 192.168.1.1. This is your default gateway address. In some of the cases default gateway is 192.168.0.1. So accordingly, you have to change the default gateway address, or we also call modem address. So name server. So basically, what now will happen is, whenever you will search for something, let's say you are trying to go with uh, google.com. So what it will do is, first it will go to your uh, modem, that is default gateway address, and then from there it will search for google.com. Otherwise what it would have done is, it would have gone through this channel. So that's the difference. Now let's do wget. Wget is not there. Okay, so wget is a command to access any URL. So what we can do is yum install, let's install install wget hyphen y, means it won't ask you whether, so there is an option where it will ask you for do you agree or yes or no, those type of options. So I don't want to get all those options, so I have opted for hyphen y option. Okay, let's go with this. But before that you have to make change in your resolv.conf, make sure. So now once you will reboot once again, then your resolv.conf will have 192.168.1 on the top, which will not impact further your resolution. So you're good. Okay, so now go with wget google.co.in. I am in India, so I am able to get success response. Now in this video, we are very clear about how to configure a static IP. You have to be aware of your gateway address, that is your modem address. Some of the cases it is 192.168.0.1. However, in my case it is 1.1. Accordingly, you have to select the IP, and then NetMask and gateway address would be same on your Linux machine, very similar whatever is on your Windows machine or Mac machine. So that is one thing. Another thing is how to update your resolv.conf, because this whatever access you will do from your Linux machine, that is going to resolve by your resolv.conf. So make sure your gateway address is on top. Okay, that's what we did here. Okay, another thing is, if you are making any service available, means any port available on this machine, make sure your firewall is shut down, or there is a or you can define a proper firewall rule. But firewall, writing a firewall rule is not very easy task, correct? You have to Google and all. So better to disable it. Even in organization also, we are not using OS level firewall. There used to be a separate firewall at the infrastructure level itself. So that also we have shut down. And now if some service is running on your machine, this machine, that will be accessed from anywhere, from the same LAN environment. Okay, so thanks again, guys, for joining. Please do subscribe the channel or to get regular updates. Thank you.